Okay, to start off where I left off, Dr. Grubb sent me to Dr. Tinkle. So with Dr. Tinkle, I ended up emailing back and forth with him. And at the end, he wanted me to have a genetic panel before we went on further. So I called my geneticist here, and he is very good. He said my vascular issues are from EDS, but he still says that I have 3 hypermobility. The collagen in my veins is bad, and that's why my veins are severely incompetent. He told me very sympathetically that there is no help at this point. I felt good because that was some closure, and they would just send me to the next doctor and the next doctor, thinking that there is some kind of help, but there isn't. So that was about it. I mentioned last time being disabled in public. When we went on vacation, I got medical passes for both Disney and SeaWorld, and they were somewhat helpful. And at Disney, we had a run-in. At SeaWorld, we had a run-in. We sat in the disabled area, and a lady was making comments about not really being disabled. Why are you sitting in that section? Then somebody came by with like a broken leg, a leg that was hurt. And I said, well, why don't you come sit over here? And he's like, I have this big party, I don't know, 8 or 10. And I said, we'll figure it out. And we did, and we got him in there. And she didn't give us this dirty looks like that after that. So it's the whole visibility thing of it. Questions. What's a simple way to describe my conditions? EDS is a connective tissue disorder, and the connective tissue is collagen. Collagen is the glue that holds the body together. So my collagen doesn't hold my body together, and so that's EDS. Dysautonomia, POTS. I usually say it as POTS because if you say any kind of dysautonomia that you might have, neurocardiogenic syncope or something like that, that just puts people off automatically. But the word POTS is easy and not that descriptive. So I'll put all of the dysautonomias I have just as a POTS answer. And dysautonomia is autonomic nervous system dysfunction. And autonomic nervous system is the system that does things unconsciously, like your blood pressure, your heart rate, vision, things like that. Then another condition is chiari. Chiari is a brain malformation. The brain malformation is in the cerebellum. There's the big brain, and then there's a little brain-looking thing, and that sits too far down and is against my spine. Is simple. The questions are, how do you handle it? And I think some of the ways that I keep trucking the way I do is because of what I've been through in my past. A hard childhood, drug addiction, all of those things have made me stronger. And then that's made me so I can fight harder than somebody that hadn't went through some of the struggles that I've went through in my life. Some questions that I don't really get, but other spoonies get are like, why don't you go out with this? Why don't you do that? I don't really have that issue. I kind of have the other issue because I don't stop when I need to. Like one thing that is about me when being sick is I really hate, I'll talk about being sick or going to the doctor or stuff like that, but I really don't ever talk about my symptoms. And the reason I really don't talk about my symptoms is really people don't want to hear you complain, one. And if you complain, then you're expected to do something, and I'm not going to do anything different than what I already do. So then that leads to advice. So if you say something, then that will be somebody's opportunity for advice, which I don't want any advice. I want to deal with it the way I want to deal with it. And that's just being blunt, but there's just no other way to put it. I don't need to take some ibuprofen. I don't need to do whatever, it might be you have a headache or whatever, I would rather, and I don't like medicines. I only take Mitadrin and Florinef, and that's because I have to, so I don't faint. Other than that, I don't take anything else, even some things that the doctors recommend. I just deal with it my way. I also don't like when people act like they know what's going on, period. I mean, at all, and have never asked me a question, never anything. Really just ask me any kind of question and talk to me like they knew what was going on because maybe they read a post on Facebook or something like that, and they've never talked to me about it at all. And so just because I talk about it on Facebook, has anybody ever really personally talked to me about it? So a question, like some people think, and how I look. I'm sick all the time. So you're not gonna, just because I don't say anything or anything like that, I'm still sick all the time. Comments like I had, I don't know if you probably saw it in the last video, I had hit my eye from doing tree work, and so somebody made a comment last week, oh, you're looking better, or something like that, and then wanted me to answer back that I was, and I couldn't. And so it's the invisible part. And a cool thing last week that happened was I saw somebody, and I get a dark purple, and most non-spoonies couldn't see that purple color, but I saw somebody, and I went up to them and I said, hey, are you feeling okay, and so on. And I finally got them to say that they had a migraine, and I could see that through their eyes. So one cool thing about being a spoonie is seeing the invisible in other people. So that was kind of neat, that we can see things that other people can't see. I think that's all. Hope you guys had a good week. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.